Go ahead.
Woohoo, okay. So with that, Tom is going to do a welcome and welcome everyone. Thinking about Mina and sharing her pets, but you don't have enough room. You're gonna have to just pick a couple.
Well, good morning and welcome. Thank you for doing whatever it took for you to get here today. I know that you are all preparing mountains of snacks for the Super Bowl today. The Super Bowl is the only time of the year where we turn something on specifically to watch the commercials. So welcome. And we would like to welcome you. We try to spread our arms as wide as possible to include you wherever you are in life or whatever you're doing. We hope you can feel welcome here. They've asked me to talk a little bit just quickly about what's going on in Tranquilo, so you have the full knowledge of what's happening. Tranquilo is the like the umbrella organization that sponsors Not Church, which now Beatriz and Rose are leading, and thank you very much for doing that. And I don't know what just happened to the screen.
Marilyn Helgerson.
Marilyn Helgerson started sharing. We'll probably get back. Well, wow, that's being sorted out. This is live. You never know what happens live. You know, that's what makes it kind of entertaining. But anyhow, just so you know a little bit about what's going on, monthly we have Not Church. Weekly, we have a variety of small groups. And you could say like the Not Church on Sundays is like our celebration of life and who you are, who we are. And the small groups is where we put things into action in a powerful way. So on Monday at 8:30, we have a meditation group. And I've never been, but I know people that have been, they love it. And sometimes they go out to breakfast afterwards and really have a good time. On Tuesday, Nadine has the Happiness Study Group, which is a spiritual book study group. And that's a Tuesday at 2 p.m. I know that Nadine puts a ton of time into preparation for this. And I've been in many actually, Zoom events with Nadine. She's marvelous. And I would, highly recommend her group. Also, we have a meditation and study group up north. I think it comes out of San Antonio del Mar, currently on Zoom, and it meets at 2:30. I apologize. I don't know much about this group. I'm just trusting and knowing that it's really a good group. And on Thursday, last but not least, is the Enneagram group, which I lead, and Yella, my wife, co-leads it. And I can say that it's one of the most marvelous collection of human beings that I've had the privilege to be around. And I am literally thrilled every Thursday afternoon spending time with them. Now, we have one event coming up. We have an event at the end of the month, a community leadership training workshop. This will be on February 28th, Monday, and March 1st, Tuesday. All day Monday, half a day on Tuesday. And this will be the second one. And this is put on, sponsored by Tranquilo, but put on by Freeman Michaels, myself, Yella, and Anna. Yep. We're the team that puts that on. And the first one was just beyond our wildest imagination, wonderful. So now you're caught up with what's going on. And now we can get on to love, right? Valentine's Day is tomorrow. This morning is about love. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. And it is all about love. So if you happen to have an animal, a pet, someone that you really, really care about, we'd love to meet them. And I see Anna's already ready. So go for it, Anna, unmute.
Well, I'm not Anna.
She's right next, Doug.
Very cute.
This is Angel, and she is what her name implies. She's 16 now, and we've had her since she was 6 weeks old, and she is a love machine. She's pumping it out all day, all night. She's never expressed any hostility to any other being on the planet. She just loves everybody and she wins everybody over. And she's always been like that. She has the same energy she had when we first got her. You know, if you've never had a chance to meet her in person, come on by, she'll change your life.
Very cute.
Welcome, Angel. It's nice to meet you.
Time
Do
for-
I see someone else with
Close up.
an animal?
Cute.
Winifred?
Carol, I think, had her
Oh, look at,
dog
okay.
there with her.
just go ahead, unmute yourself.
Okay, well, let's see if I can get her up. She's here on the couch with us. This is Gioia, which is Italian for joy. And
Oh,
she's our rescue pup. And she's very loving, as you can see.
Loves everybody.
She loves everybody. She's not a great guard dog, and except that she might jump on and lick you to death. So, but anyway, she's a lovely dog. She's just full of love. She just wants to love and she wants to be loved. And she has one, I don't know if you can see it, but she has one blue eye and one brown eye. And the vet says she's a husky and a pit bull mix. So she doesn't look like either one of them except for the eyes. We have a cat, and he's the one who's he's teaching us unconditional love because he's kind of schizophrenic. 1 minute he loves you, wants to be on your lap, and then next minute he wants to bite you. So, but he's not cooperative.
Well, welcome, Joya and Allie. Nice to know that you're happy and that you are loved. Somebody else jump in.
Hi, this is Romeo right here. You can see on the screen. He was a rescue and he's had a really tough life. He spent the first 6 months of his life on a 6-foot rope, and then he got rescued and spent another year or so on a farm with a group of other animals that he kept running away. He didn't like it there. And so we adopted this guy when we were living in Panama. Unfortunately, we had another dog that abused him terribly and would attack him and bite him, and he would cry. And anyway, he's had a tough life, but now he's 14 and he's having his best life ever. The other dog is now gone, and he gets all the love and he gets all the treats, and he just gives us back so much affection and protection and just attention. We're his whole world. He waits for us when we go, and when we get home, he's a happy guy. So you can see he's just kind of soaking it up. This is Romeo. Say hi, Romeo. Hi, everybody.
Romeo, thanks for making your on-camera debut. I see a couple more. Just go ahead, unmute and just jump in.
Hi, this is Bandit. She's one of 2 1.5-year-old sisters that I have. I also have a 18-year-old cat and a 4-year-old cat. And Bandit is by far the naughtiest and the cutest. So 4 cats and 2 dogs, and we have quite a happy furry household.
And that's a lot of love.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Roxy doing what she does most of the time. She's a loving dog, but she does this sleep thing most of the time. She's 13 years old, but she, you come to the house, she'll give you some licks, and she's always concerned about us, looking around and checking on us. So, and she's the pet, so.
Okay, I'm going to jump in because this little creature is just going crazy. She is very restless, very hyper. Her name is Punky, and she is the love of my life. I wanted a Yorkie, and she's a Yorkie terrier, silver terrier. And it came to me by a miracle because I was willing to pay thousands of dollars for one, and I know I shouldn't, but I just wanted a Yorkie so bad because they had stolen my other Yorkie. And one day I get a phone call from a friend and says, your neighbor next door found a Yorkie. And I said, no, you're kidding me. And I called my neighbor and she said, yes, we found this one on the streets in Tijuana, and we're publishing her picture looking for the owner. But if it doesn't show up, it's yours. Well, 2 weeks later, I gave, I didn't give it a second thought. I thought, well, I'm sure they're going to find somebody. And well, of course they didn't. And here she is. And she has kept me company during my worst days. During, my last year, I had hip surgery, and I was couldn't really move much, and it was very stressing, of course, and difficult. And I couldn't get the surgery because of COVID, of course. And so, in any event, she just made my life so happy. She was still a puppy. She's 2 years now. And I mean, she has taken over this house. Big, small dog with big personality. So this is Punky. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen Renee. I see a kitty.
Yeah, this is Paz, and she had surgery, so she's kind of out of it. But her name is. When we got her, she was just hiding and just really peaceful. And then now she usually cries, and we're like, oh my God, don't pause. we adopted her with her sister Lou, and she's an amazing cat. And this cat usually likes to be with me when I'm teaching my classes, and so she's just like, I'm just giving her Reiki today because she needs it. So thank you. We love her.
And I hear another dog barking. Is he trying to get on camera?
Yeah. It's Terry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see your chickens.
You can hear the barking. Well, I'm going to introduce you first to my flock. Can you see my flock of chickens? The rooster's Messy, named after the favorite soccer player of my husband. And then he's very happy. He's got 7 hens barking. Anna and Doug know this one. Coquetta. Where's Doug and Anna? Sorry, you guys. And just one more final thing. In here, I don't know if you can see. There's that's Lucy, and she's busy laying eggs. So those are my little brood.
Thanks, Terry. Nice to see your loves.
To see you too.
And I think,
Hi.
go ahead, Rena.
So I'm not going to bring them up because it's breakfast time. And so if I show you one, I have to show you them all. And I currently have 15 dogs and 2 cats that are mine, and just mine. I'm not talking about my boyfriends or anything. And so one of the things that I do is I rescue dogs, obviously. And they literally will just come to me from nowhere, and they just show up. And I've done this my whole life. 14 of them are rescues, and the 2 cats are rescues. And I'm actually going to start a fundraiser to help. One of my dreams is there's a kill shelter here in Ensenada, and they have a 72-hour hold. So one of my dreams is not only to just save the ones that come, but also to pull out of the kill shelter and to always continuously be saving them. And a lot of rescues don't accept dogs that are healthy, that aren't healthy, excuse me. And then they also have a limit. And my goal is to be able to have a big enough space to not have those rules. And so anyways, one of the things I'm going to be doing is like a virtual, I don't even know how to say it, like a show, I guess. I'm sure John can explain it better. John Seeley's going to help me with it. And to, get the money together to be able to help as many animals as I can, because thanks to my inner child, Yella, to get donations and stuff like that. So we can make everybody happy, all the animals. All right. Anyways, sorry. So I love dogs. Okay, I love you all. And if any of you guys want to help, you know, save some lives with me, just let me know and I would be honored. And all you have to do is like give like 20-30 minutes of your time and just talk about something. And we're gonna try to, you know, whether it's Reiki or healing or love or whatever you want. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Love
And
you.
put your email in the chat room.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
And I'd like to
Lisa.
jump in, and indirectly, I got one of my doggies from with Mina's help. She has a series of people that help foster, and I got one of my pups from her. I have 2 rescue dogs. One's a border collie and one's something else we don't know. But they're very active and they don't want to be here, so they're running around the house somewhere. So they're not on camera. They're shy. Thank you, Mina.
I have a cat called Daphne, and she is nowhere to be seen right now. So obviously she's camera shy and didn't want to be on Zoom this morning. But she adopted us just a few months ago. She was crying so pitifully, and I gave her some food. And very shortly after that, she returned with a mouse in her mouth, which she deposited for me. And she was just saying, hey, you fed me, now I'll feed you. And it's, well, I don't really go with the reciprocal part. I'm quite happy to just keep feeding her. And she's been just, she's just a fixture. She just simply lives here. And there's no question that this is her home. And we love her dearly. And she's so cute and not to be seen this morning, but trust me, she's very real.
Thanks, Winifred. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and move on, but I really, really love the fact that you shared your animal loves. And I think for me, at least, I got to know you a little better, and I'm sure you all kind of got to know each other a little better. So with that, Beatriz is going to take us into some self-love.
Yes. So wonderful, wonderful to see the love that you receive from your pets and that you give and their personalities. So now I'm going to speak briefly about self-love. Wikipedia describes self-love as love of self or regard for one's own happiness or advantage. And it has been conceptualized both as a basic human necessity. It's really important for us to hear that because we tend to put ourselves last all the time, right? And giving to everyone else. But it is a basic human necessity. And as a moral flaw, it can sometimes be related to selfishness, conceitedness, egotism, narcissism, right? All those things. But we're now stepping into, no, it's very good for us. It's important for us to love ourselves first before we can love anyone else. So growingselflove.com refers to self-love as our ability to hold ourselves in esteem and have confidence in our worth. So no matter what happens around us, we maintain that about ourselves. So it's being open and honest, completely accepting all of what we are, right? Our good, our bad, all of our sides and all of it. Because we also tend to be very hard on ourselves. So why is self-love important? Self-love is important because it impacts our relationships, our careers, how much money we make, how happy we truly are, and how people perceive us. And one of the most important things is you cannot take care of others until you take care of yourself, right? You have to start loving you. A lot of people will search for love. Oh, well, if, you know, especially the Valentine, if I had a sweetheart or if I had a love, and really starting with yourself and getting to know yourself and love yourself is where you want to start, because then you can give love and receive love. Self-love can also affect our emotional, our physical, our mental health. It can be manifested in depression, anxiety, relationship issues, and more, which are all symptoms of a lack of self-love or a disconnection from your authentic self, right? Being your true self. So in contrast, when you feel confident and embracing of the real you, those bad feelings are less likely to arise. So I'd like to give you a few examples of self-love. Some examples are taking time to do things that make you feel happy, that fill your cup, that fill your bucket, if you're familiar with the bucket story. And being kind to yourself as you learn to incorporate these principles of self-love into your daily life. Believing in yourself as you open your heart to the magnificence of who you truly are. And believing you are worthy of being loved and respected. That's one of the real core issues, right, to self-love. Self-love can also be setting limits and boundaries with others. You know, allowing or not allowing to be treated in a certain way that you don't deserve or that you're just not accepting. So it's important to take time out and relax, get to know yourself, spend some time with yourself, thinking through, you know, what is it that you really want? What is it that you feel you deserve? What is it? How do you want to be treated, whether it's in a relationship with a significant other or family or friends, etc. Get really clear on what's important to you. Because if you're not clear, then it's hard to manage that or set the limits and the boundaries. And it's important to spend time with people that make you feel good, not make you feel good, but that you feel good with, right? That support you, that love you, that help you grow and help see you bigger than you see yourself. And also role modeling self-love for your children, for your family, for your friends is very important. So here are a few suggestions. One is there's some wonderful self-love meditations that can be short ones, can be long on YouTube. So access that can be really helpful. And when you meditate, which we'll do in a minute with Rose, when you meditate, send love to all of your cells, to your atoms, to your body, throughout your body. And something else is to hug yourself. Hug yourself in the morning. Be grateful for waking up. Set your intention for the day that you're going to have. And at the end of the day, hug yourself again. And give thanks for all the good things that happened in the day. Because focusing on the negative is always super easy, but we're going to focus on all the good that happened in that day. And let's see. And another way of having self-love is to also seek professional help if you need it. You know, sometimes we have a lot of patterns or beliefs, or, you know, you have to be nice, you can't say no, and this and that. We have different things that impede us from setting limits and boundaries, for saying, you know, no, this is me, this is what I want to do, or no, thank you, I'm doing this now, etc. So remember, it's your life. If you don't love yourself, don't expect anyone else to love you or feel that need, because it has to come from you. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time and your love and support. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Rose for a wonderful meditation on loving and kindness.
So I'd like to share a little story about how I came to first discover the meditation that's called loving kindness. When I was living in Las Vegas, I had a monk from Sri Lanka come to stay with me, and he was finishing his master's degree at a Las Vegas university. Now, he was very young. He could have been grandson or even a son, but he was just the most wonderful little monk. He'd become a monk at age 14. He was all of 21 when he came to Vegas. And I think his adjustment to Vegas was almost as great as my adjustment to having a monk in the house. He said that he would be meditating early every morning, and did I mind? And I said, well, no, because in my mind, meditation is silent meditation. Well, the first morning at 4 a.m., I hear this chanting, singing, chanting, and I go, is that his meditation? Because I had not experienced chanting meditation. And all week, at 4 in the morning, I would wake up to the chanting and tried to ignore it, tried to sleep through it, didn't work. So finally I gave in and said, may I join you in the morning? I don't know the language, I don't know the chants, but I'll start by listening. So a week went by, I got to almost be able to kind of follow the melody and listen to the words, except that they were all in Pali, which is the original language of the Buddha, so I'm told. But I had no idea. So finally I said, could you please translate this for me into English so I know at least what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say? You know, I didn't get it. And so he translated it. And this is what he said. The meditation is called loving kindness. And we have a little mantra that's repeated after each person that you send it to. And so I'd like to do a loving kindness meditation with you. And if you don't mind, just kind of move around, get comfortable, and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. And then I'm going to ask you to bring to mind someone that you love dearly. And repeat in your mind as you say this to them. May you be happy, healthy, and filled with love. Next, visualize someone you may not know, but appreciate what they do. Maybe the grocery store clerk, maybe the trash man, maybe it's the water truck. And just as you visualize them, repeat the mantra. May you be happy, healthy, and filled with love. Now bring to mind someone that you may have had a misunderstanding or that you're upset with. Forgive them and repeat, may you be happy, healthy, and filled with love. Next, send well wishes to your neighbors and your community. And as you visualize them, sending well wishes, may you all be happy, healthy, and filled with love. And finally, as you expand this loving kindness to include all living beings everywhere, and especially to yourself, may we all be happy, healthy, filled with love, and live in peace. Breathe in the energy of love and exhale even more love as you come back into the present moment.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so I have the pleasure of introducing Cynthia Loray. And Cynthia is a member of our collaborative that we started last year called Baja Spiritual Collaborative. And the goal was to bring together spiritual healers in Baja to be able to coordinate and get the give them support, get the information out to the community, have retreats. We had a lot of travel to local places, to distant spiritual places. We had a lot of wonderful energy and excitement as we were developing this group. And then COVID hit. And so now with Baja Tranquila, we're able to be under this umbrella, which is wonderful because it's a lot more collaboration and coordination. So I met Cynthia through this collaborative, and Cynthia is an amazing, amazing goddess, which you're going to experience yourself. She's an intuitive energy healer, a guide, communicator of new paradigm consciousness. She has many years of experience in the healing arts as a clinical hypnotherapist, Usui Reiki master, teacher, and more. She offers in-person and remote energy healing sessions And I personally experienced a Reiki session with her, which was amazing. And so I strongly recommend her. So with that, I want to introduce Cynthia, and then we may have time at the end for some questions and answers. Hopefully we do, or we may go over a little bit. But with that, I'm going to introduce Cynthia.
Thank you, Beatriz, for that beautiful introduction and for the distinctions, the practices that you shared around self-love, because that weaves into something I want to speak on. And thank you, beautiful Rose, for that meditation. It was exquisite. We're living.
Uh-oh, you frozen.
At the time of, how about now? Can you hear me now? My connection suddenly is unstable. How about now?
Yes.
No? Yes?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to pray for a stable connection because it's gotten strange lately here. We're living at a time of rapid change. We can all recognize that. And during rapid change, there's also a quickening of an awakening that people are experiencing. Some people are experiencing new awarenesses, and some people are experiencing an interesting phenomenon within them of their own divinity. And divinity is waking up in people and self-love, and it's a new level of self-love, and it's a cultivation of an energy of self-love that you become the steward of. It's so precious that you can't imagine dissipating it out in any kind of reckless way or dulling it down with unconscious habits. So across, my title to this talk is Love and the New Human. And to clarify, there are many mystics and shamans and healers and teachers and people who believe in the new earth, that they're here to create new earth in consciousness, that are, and visionaries that are labeling the new human as homo amor or homo luminous. And those who understand that they are here to embody these energies are really in that right now. What's simultaneously happening is a release of old templates around this being an experimental planet, old templates around suffering and rage and separation. Those are old templates held in our DNA through the survival of our ancestry, our bloodlines, our lineage, are released, and simultaneous to the release of those is a universal templates that are coming in that are all about equanimity, consent, unconditional love, and universal compassion. And these are templates that many are receiving. And some of you may recognize this, even as an activation within yourselves as I'm speaking. It's not for everyone, but for those who recognize this divinity that is occurring within, they are the pillars, the light bearers, the anchors, the ones that can guide people when there is chaos and fear in the collective field. Because we're in such rapid change, it's absolutely essential that we have in place those who believe there are chosen ones. That's another distinction that people have. But they know that they are the light bearers on the planet at this time, and they are consciously cultivating and stewarding this precious light within them. And the self-love becomes divine. There's no separation from the divinity. And so that energy within. It's like, I've never actually been a mother, I've never been pregnant, but I can imagine the analogy of like having a baby, that you're creating such a precious thing, and that you're going to protect yourself and your energy and how you eat and how you are. It would be similar to that, or protecting a beloved pet, you know, something that's so precious to you. And so self-love takes a new level of really honoring the frequency as currency, like we're the new currency. And in my personal experience, and it gave me some pressure cooker moments too, in order for me to step into deeper levels of self-love. And my cells, my consciousness, who I am to myself has changed and is changing. And it's an experience of having home within. And we have this experience when our hearts blow open with incredible amounts of love. Experience, it feels like home. It's like, oh, I want to just be here all the time. And we can do that by cultivating that energy and stewarding that energy within us in such a precious way. And that, for me, has had me actually release people from my life with love and honor the guidance that spirit gives me of where I'm supposed to be on the planet and what I'm supposed to be being. And it's not about doing anymore, it's about being for me. And I know that there's those of you on this Zoom that can relate. And it's essential at this time to be in this deep cultivation, this deep practice of knowing that you are divine, because there's going to be more pressure cooker moments in our future of rapid change. And so holding this divinity is a love beyond condition. And the lens of that, the frequency that it emits, is so far beyond the physical body, it literally reaches galaxies. So your presence alone, it's not about, oh, what's my purpose? What's my mission? What's my contract? What did I come here to do? It's not any of those things anymore. It's who am I being? And in the beingness, there is a transmission of energy that shifts and helps others come into a coherence within their own divinity. People are awakening and they're confused inside because they don't know what changed and who they are anymore. And so if we have this divine essence as the beacon for ourselves, then we are a beacon for others, no matter what happens, because changes are going to happen. I mean, we're just getting a taste of things that are changing. So the other piece to this is that there's no one ahead of us anymore, and there's no one behind us. We're all together side by side, looking into or off the same edge into the unknown. It is time for us to adopt or activate the leadership of who we came here to be, and not look for external leadership anymore, but to become the leader, become the visionary, become that beingness that is a sense of being home within ourselves, because that is priceless to others who are in such confusion and such fragmentation and fear. And there are many of those, but there are people waking up to their divinity at a rapid rate as well. And some of those beings may feel confused inside. So for the ones that know to ground in their divinity as the greatest self-love they've ever could have imagined, and to know that that energy is home and it exists within, it really fills a void of where people have been wanting to be seen, like the ego, wanting to be seen or heard or validated, or filling the void with addictions, compulsive behaviors, looking constantly outside of ourselves for something to plug into. Because what we're really needing to do is plug in to something, and it's resting in the divinity of the energy that we're carrying within us. And that is our home. It is the GPS. It is our guidance system through these times of really rapid change. And so the distinctions, there's so much more that I could share about this, but there are literally many people talking about homo amor and homo luminous, the new human. And some of you on this call will recognize that about yourself. And some of you may have felt an activation a little bit around that. I'm just going to complete by saying those words again: equanimity, consent, unconditional love, and universal compassion as being the qualities of this this divinity within. And I feel to complete now. So if people have questions, I can answer questions. There's so much more I could be saying, but I feel that this is a completion.
Thank you, Cynthia. Wow. I almost wanted to really cry, just that visual of everyone, no one in front, no one behind, we're all together looking at, and all these amazing qualities. Wow, what a time to be alive.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Unmute yourself and feel free to ask questions.
Thank you, Cindy. I thought that was really amazing. That was very beautiful, and I resonated with everything you said. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Nina.
Cynthia, or the group, this is Terry. I really like what you said about that there is no leader. For a long time, personally, I've struggled with quote unquote gurus or methodologies or books or groups, and I'm not knocking any of them, but I'm just stating that personally I struggled because what I was getting was I already knew everything I needed to know, and often I got a lot of static when I would listen to outside information from wherever it came from. It could be a podcast or, anything, but it's for me now also finding balance, because I think that sometimes someone can say something such as you did right now that can be quite valuable and can plant some seeds or give, information for thought. But I'm really trying to strive to, first and foremost, and that's an act of self-love, is to listen to the voice within and what where that's guiding me, because ultimately that's got to be my true rudder. So thank you.
You're welcome, Terry. I want to add an important piece, like what Terry spoke of about gurus and teachers. Like that's a paradigm we are witnessing that unfold. Like we're not seeking gurus anymore. We realize that we're stepping into our own leadership and the energy within. So for me, it's not a voice within, it's an energy within. And one of the commitments that we make in like the feminine mystery schools is to empty ourselves so that we can fill with the divine. empty ourselves before speaking, so that we're not speaking from the mind, but we're speaking from a deep reservoir of wisdom that connects beyond our human experience, but is integrated with our human experience and the wisdom gleaned through our experiences. And so the piece that I left out that I want to say is that this energy of home within should be about pleasure, creativity, joy, ecstatic experiences. As a priestess, I can get really serious. So I really appreciate animals and how you presenced animals on this Zoom today, because I'm a pet sitter and I have more animals than I can count that I absolutely adore. And I'm different and they're different. I'm different with each animal because they're a unique soul imprint. And I see each one completely differently. And those animals have me silly and laughing and playing and being out in nature all the time. So I'm super grateful to the animals. But it's important that that home energy within is about pleasure, new kinds of pleasure, so that we're not reaching outside of ourselves for pleasure anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's a new energy, and it's activated in our DNA, and it's activated on the breath. It's activated as we move and dance and hike and share time with quality humans that amplify this frequency, so that there's like this third thing that happens when we share time and space. And it's energy that expands way beyond our physical body temple. And Maria, did you have a comment?
Mm-hmm.
I did. Thank you, Cynthia. And what I wanted to reflect back to you is I loved what you said about emptying the bucket first before reacting, and to speak from the newly filled, spirit-filled bucket, so to speak. I watch you do that every single time we speak. So I want to honor, and it's giving me goosebumps to speak these words, because I want to honor how you model that in the world. You truly do.
Thank you.
There's no BS here. Yeah. And it's inspired me to be more thoughtful in my own interactions, just by knowing you.
Thank you for that reflection, Maria. Any other comments or questions?
I have a question. Could you repeat, the attitude that we need to have now, starting with equanimity and
consent?
Consent?
Yes. And the piece around consent is that we've been unwittingly consenting to things that we're waking up to, like, oh my gosh, I need to pull my personal power back from these things that are so common in our day-to-day lives that I've been consenting to, but now it's a new level of consent within. So consent, and then unconditional love. And that's just love beyond condition. That is true love, pure, no condition. And then the last one is universal compassion.
That's beautiful. I love that one. That's what we need.
We so do. We do. And this is an embodiment. So this is embodiment practices. It's not about who you're being. It's who you're being. It's not about going out and doing in the world. So I'm actually doing less in the world. I'm a lot more insular, but I feel that because I'm so much happier and at peace within in this, because I'm not dissipating my energy out all in places where I used to, that I have more purpose, like I have a greater effect, and how I can guide others, and I'm completely and always available to others. But it's about this energy allowing our physical body temple, all of our cells and body systems, meridians, DNA to come into coherence. And as we live in coherence, and I'm shifting my body, I'm witnessing it shift. There's a greater coherent field that we're emanating, and that can allow others to come into coherence as well. That's also going to repel people that aren't ready for that energy. And it's just what it is. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Actually, I don't have a question. I have a comment. And I think it is so wonderful to hear you say this, Cynthia, because I keep getting this message everywhere I go, in every group that I belong to, and with all the people. I think that it's really a coming together of this energy of love, and it's so great to hear you put it in this way and send it out to this group. And so I just think I think it's wonderful that we are coming into this coherence and that we're hearing and feeling and being in this energy from the scientific community as well as the spiritual community, in many churches, every day walking on the street in our communities, in so many different places. So all about unconditional love. And thank you so much for your presentation. You brought so many ideas together. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Well, I think we need to say thank you to everyone for sharing their love. Cynthia, it was magnificent. And just the fact that you were all here and that you were willing to share your loving animals. And just, it was a pleasure to share this time with you. And I'll let Beatriz close.
I have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Do the group thingies that you guys do during the week, like how do we find more information on that?
Oh, Tom, go for it.
Well, you can go to the website, tranquilobaja.com, and there's a description of these groups. And I think there's a contact button or something for each group too. Is that correct on the website?
I know there's a subscribe button.
Thank you.
So you can subscribe to the Tranquilo Baja and get information, but the website is a really good place to check out. Yes.
Thanks, Mom.
Perfect way to close. Tranquilobaja.com.
I just want to add that the Tuesday meditation group that's out of supposedly out of San Antonio del Mar, but that group, since Tom didn't know anything about it, I just want you to know that it includes a 30-minute meditation, quiet meditation, getting together, and then we're reading a book by Adyashanti called Falling into Grace right now, and everyone is welcome.
And it's all on Zoom.
Whether or not you read the book.
Do we have any other announcements, Tom? Things coming up? No, we all did that all. Okay. Well, happy Love Day. May you continue to experience love beyond Valentine's Day. And so grateful to all of you, and super excited that Cynthia shared her energy with us, and more to come. So have a wonderful, wonderful day today and rest of your month.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.